What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian and welcome to Zero Productions. You guys, sorry for the blank and boring background. As some of you guys may know, I am currently moving out of my apartment, so I'm like 75% done with moving out, and all my Funkos, you know, my figurines, my Blu-rays and DVDs are all officially out. I'll be out of this apartment by the end of this month, so that explains why the empty background. But we got some interesting Warner Brothers news for the DCEU and DC films. Now, we all knew with the whole delays, like Shazam 2 was supposed to shoot this year. The Batman was currently shooting this year, but they all have been put on these pauses and delays and hiatuses. Now, and The Flash 2, we got 3 new release dates for 3 DC films. Now, The Batman was scheduled to come out June 25th of 2021. It has now been pushed back to October 1st, 2021, which really excites me because that's the time of October and Halloween. Now, we all know that some of this film is taking inspiration from the long Halloween run from, you know, the Batman comic, which is a fantastic Batman comic. If you guys haven't read that, I highly suggest it. It is it is my favorite Batman comic that I've ever read before. But I'm happy that the Batman has been pushed back because I didn't want this film to rush in post-production. I just didn't want that to happen. I want this film to be, you know, to be able to be delivered on a fucking high note, like no excuses. You've had time to, you know, to do post-production work. You had time to, you know, to actually start your production again. And we have no idea when this film is going to start production yet. There's no start date. But I know that the government is trying to reopen cinemas, you know, sometime late June. So maybe all the films and shows that we're currently shooting can re-up in July of this year and start their process of shooting again. But obviously we're taking proper precautions and still practicing these social distances, you know, throughout the entire world. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. But like I said, I'm happy that the Batman's been pushed back. I am happy that it has that October release date because now there's no excuse. You know, there's time to finish this film. There's time for Matt Reeves to, you know, really take his time and deliver a fucking killer Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz. I cannot wait to see this film. I cannot wait to see first looks as the Rogues Galleries. I am so excited for this Batman movie. You guys have no idea. I love the Batmobile. The suit is kind of iffy. I enjoy the suit from the neck down. The cowl to me is still not there. I'm hoping that it's different in the film, but who knows? Like I said, once we get like official, you know, teaser trailers, first looks, you know, obviously Comic-Con was canceled this year in San Diego, so that's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure there would have been a fucking trailer already prepared, some kind of footage of the Batman gonna be shown at San Diego Comic-Con, but that's no longer gonna be happening. So yes, the Batman does shift release dates to October 1st, 2021. Moving on, The Flash. Now, apparently, The Flash is still happening for Warner Brothers. I don't know. This film has gone through so many fucking directors. I have no idea when this film is even going to really start production. So right now, I'm going to take this news with a fucking grain of fucking salt. So The Flash was supposed to come out July 1st, 2022. It's been moved up to June 2022. We'll see if that actually happens. We'll see. Who even knows if Ezra Miller is really going to be attached to this film after that whole debacle of him choking out that one chick? We don't really know. No news on that has been officially announced, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. I don't know if this Flash movie is going to come out. Who knows what this fucking movie is going to be about? If it was up to me, I personally would recast Ezra Miller. I don't think Ezra Miller is a good Flash. He didn't suit up like the Flash that I've known to suit up, you know, in the animated series and the comic books. He just rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't enjoy his performance in Justice League. And unfortunately, we got the Flash from Joss Whedon's perspective from Justice League. That's the unfortunate part. We don't really know what Zack Snyder had in store for us with this particular character. And I'm pretty sure it would have been very different from what we got, you know, and, you know, the Joss Whedon cut from Justice League. I just didn't like it. It was cheesy. It was corny. Wasn't really for me. But like I said, who knows about this release date? I'm going to be taking this with a grain of salt. Shazam. Now, this is interesting. Shazam 2 was supposed to start shooting later this year. That's been pushed back. It was supposed to come out April 1st, 2022. It's now coming out November 4th, 2022. Now, what worries me with Shazam 2 is you dealing with kids. You're dealing with teenagers. Now, obviously, kids fucking grow up pretty fast. And Shazam 1 was shot like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. These kids are gonna look a lot older. That is very worrisome to me. Because what are they gonna do with the whole timeline? You know what I mean? Are they gonna be in fucking college? Are they gonna be out of high school? That's gonna be very, very worrisome to me. And I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with that. And I hope they don't suffer from the It Chapter 2 effect. Because if you remember It Chapter 2 with the whole flashback scenes and shit, they had to de-age some of the kids and it just looked poor. It was terrible looking. I did not like it. It looked like crap. And I hope that's not the case for Shazam 2 because I'm very excited for Shazam 2. I cannot wait. I love Shazam 1. I can't wait to see how it ties into fucking Black Adam. I know Black Adam was supposed to start shooting sometime this year. I know The Rock did say that, you know, the shooting date has been delayed due to the whole pandemic right now. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with that whole side of the universe. It's interesting in all. Like, what is Warner Brothers planning? Like, what is really going to be a shared universe over here? Yeah, I know you're focusing on your solo films. You have a spin-off of the Trench that you're doing. But what is your main goal? That is what I'm concerned about with the DCEU. Now, obviously, Shazam and Black Adam will all be tied into each other. But what about Wonder Woman 1984? Like, is that going to be tied into a possible Aquaman 2? All this stuff is kind of like, all right, well, what happens? Like, do all these heroes just go their separate ways and you never see them reunite again? Like, I would still be down to see a Flash and Cyborg movie. I feel like that shit would be dope as hell. But I don't think Warner Brothers wants to do any big collaborations anymore. I really don't. After Justice League, it's just they're like, no, we lost a lot of money. This just didn't really happen for us. We're done with that. We're going to be doing, you know, our own individual stories, Elseworld stories like the Joker and the Batman, because obviously the Batman is a separate universe. So it's going to be interesting to see what really happens. I'm so intrigued by the idea of how Warner Brothers is going to handle not having a Batman, you know, in the DCU, not having a fucking Superman in the DCU. I still want Henry Cavill to be Superman. I really do. I don't want that to be lost. Henry Cavill as Superman is fucking Superman. You know what I mean? But man, Warner Brothers shifting the release dates makes a lot of sense because of this whole pandemic. Marvel Studios did that shit already for their films. But breakdown, the Batman scheduled October 1st, 2021 of next year. The Flash moves up to June 2022, and Shazam 2 moves down to November 4th, 2022. But push your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Warner Brothers shifting the release dates due to this pandemic. What are your thoughts? What are your opinions on it? And where would you guys like to see Robert Pattinson and his Batman take place? And where would you want to see the DCEU? What are your thoughts and opinions on that? Do you hate the fact that none of these characters can ever unite again, or, you know, Warner Brothers is too scared to do it again? Post your comments on it. Please let me know what you guys think. And thank you for taking time out of your day for watching Zero Productions. Peace.
We out. We out. We out.